That's a new option. All right. Every time I get on a call, my voice goes wonky. All right. Well, good morning, rock stars. It is our first team call of 2017. Wow. Where did 2016 go? We're not even going to talk about it. We are going to go, hey, Alex, we're going to go onward and upward with new and better things in 2017. I also happen to have an 11-month-old today. I'm a little emotional about that because I really don't know where that last year went. Anyways, I hope that you have pens and paper today. We're going to talk about leadership behaviors right off the bat today. So I'll give you a second to grab a pen and paper if you don't have one. Everything I say is going to be like gold today, so you're going to want to jot it down. Just kidding. Okay, so you guys all know, let's see, we have Michaela and then, yeah. So I'm just going to get right to it. No introduction needed because you guys know the deal. So we're going to have 5 steps here with some things underneath each one. Some of you have probably heard this call because I did share it at some point. I did this call for Sarah Oski Morrison and her team. Okay. Hey, can you go show Daddy? Mommy's on a call. Okay? I have the Little Mermaid at my house today. So, number 1, are you ready? This is the very first and most important. I'm going to say that each one is most important, by the way. I like, for those of you who are reading Relentless, he says he never numbers anything because then it insinuates that one is more important than the other. So maybe we should just say asterisk. Always work harder on yourself than anything else. This one's really important because the truth is you are the asset that no one else has. There are 450,000-ish Beachbody coaches out there. So why is someone going to choose you versus Sabrina versus Michaela versus Susie versus me versus Alex? And it's because of who you are, right? You're that special sauce. So when you're focusing on working on you as an asset, that's going to have 3 kind of steps to it. So under this one, I want you to write your fitness and nutrition. So seriously, for accountability, what program are you doing? And I need to know that, like, legit, you're doing a program. I don't care if you do CrossFit, you still have to do 3-week yoga retreat, right? I don't care if you're a runner, you need to cross-train with one of our programs, whether it's 3-week yoga retreat or PIO or, P90X, whatever it is, you should be cross-trained with one of our programs, right? I don't care if you belong to the gym, you still have to supplement your workouts with one of our programs, right? To be a product of the product, you've got to be using our product. Your fitness should be always something that you're working on. You don't have to be in perfect shape, but you do have to be a work in progress, okay? As far as your nutrition, are you drinking your Shakeology every day? That's the most simple step as far as getting in your nutrition, okay? That's the very, very least of what you should be doing, right? So are you drinking your shake every day? And do people know that you're drinking it, right? Are you logging it in your app? Are you sharing every now and then either some recipes or sneaking it in a picture even if it's not the main point of your post? Making sure that you're working on your fitness and nutrition. Yes, we all have slip-ups, and I love posts when you share that you're having a treat meal or whatever, but if you're constantly restarting every Monday, what do you think that tells the people that could be working with you, right? You have to be a little bit more consistent than they are. So think about your fitness and nutrition in that aspect. I'm going to see if coffee helps get rid of this little tickle here. Hey, Austin, can you turn that down, please, before you go? Austin? Turn that down, please. Sorry. All right. Your next subcategory here is your business. Okay, because we're coaches, we're helpers by nature, right? We want to help everybody. But the bottom line is, unless, just like you can't really help someone else with their fitness and nutrition if you aren't a little further along, you can't help someone else with their business if you aren't a little further along than they are, right? So, love you, honey. Have a good day. So, when it comes to your business, until you're even up through being a diamond, 80% of your time, 80% needs to be spent on your business, your recruiting, your challengers, you hitting Success Club, et cetera, and maybe 20% is spent on helping, your teammates or your coaches or anything else. So really be honest with your time. Are you spending 80% of your time on your business? Because if you don't have a business, you don't have a business, right? Once you're like a star diamond, that shifts a little bit, but not much. I will tell you, I've been in this business for 7 years, and you know where I'm at with my business. And I would still say I probably spend 70% of my time on my own business. And I have to, because you're constantly, replacing. Every month we start back at Success Club 0, right? Every month coaches quit, got to find new ones, et cetera, et cetera. So working on your business first is important. And then the last little tidbit under always work on yourself harder than anything else is, of course, your own personal development. So I, of course, ask you guys to read 10 pages a day or listen to 15 minutes of audio, right? I ask those of you who are working the business a little bit more aggressively than, say, the average coach, to read at least a book a month, right? So I'm asking you to do that. So if I ask you to do that, I quadruple it. My goal is always to read and apply a book a week. I listen to a lot of personal development. I'm always listening or reading to something throughout my day. And then I'm sitting down to figure out how I can better implement it, and I'm putting it to action. And it's absolutely, because no matter what, if Beachbody were to go away tomorrow, which it won't, but if it were, you are what's left, right? Not Shakeology, not workouts, you're what's left. And so you want to become something better in this process, right? So first asterisk is always work on yourself harder than anyone else. You are the asset that no one else has. Then under that, you've got your fitness and nutrition, your business, and your personal development. Okay? The next little asterisk under this leadership behaviors is serve. Period. And next to that, I want you to write, serve a few fully rather than many half-heartedly. So when you're thinking about your challengers, you're thinking about your team, you really want to make sure that you're giving them the best of you, right? I don't think that one takes a lot of explanation, but you want to lead with a servant's heart. When you're talking to your challengers, are you really talking to them about what's most helpful for them? Or are you talking to them with the concept that you're going to get something out of it in return, right? When you're talking to your team, are you having honest discussions about what's going to be best for them or what's going to be best for you, right? So really leading with serving. And then also, that trust, that relationship building experience with your team and your future customers. you have to pour a lot of value and service into people a lot of times before they give you the time of day and turn back and come to you for your business. So being, embracing that concept and really being okay with that. Next asterisk is stay the course. You can't leave and you can't veer too far off track. Okay, so I get it. We all have really, really, really tough months. I think Alex is a great example recently. Alex had some tough stuff the past few months, and I watched her through that, and she's a great example. Did she back off a little bit? A little bit, yeah, because she was dealing with a lot, right? But she didn't disappear, and that's what I mean by you can't leave. And she didn't she didn't veer too far off track. Personally, she didn't give me permission to use her as an example, so thank you. Thanks there, Alex. I know for me personally, probably the best example I have of that for myself was 2013 when my dad was sick with lung cancer. I, of course, backed off on a lot of things, but I still stayed present on social media. I still hit Success Club every month. Yes. I still hit Success Club every month. I didn't leave and I didn't veer off track. Everybody still knew I was a coach, right? And I think that that's so, so important because what I see happen, oh my gosh, so much more than I would like to admit, is people go gung-ho for a month and then they disappear. And then they go gung-ho for a month and then they disappear for 2 months. Or they go, gung-ho in January, February, March, and then, okay, thanks. Then they go on spring break and then they, do whatever in May. And then they're like, oh, it's the summer, I'll start back up in the fall. And then they disappear again in December, right? So we've all seen this time and time and time again. So stay the course no matter what. What helps you do that? Going back to number one, working on yourself. Because as long as you're working on your fitness and nutrition, your business, your personal development, it's a lot easier to stay on the course. Yes or yes? Yeah. So next up is communicate. And the number one step in communication is listening. So when I'm talking about communication, I want you to understand I'm talking about your team and your customers, right? So I know I'm definitely guilty of not communicating very well with my team in the past. For all my reds out there, you'll get it. My brain goes a bazillion miles a minute, okay? And I have a hard time slowing down to explain where my brain is going to anybody. I'm not a great explainer. I'm not a teacher. And so for me, I'm like, I say one or two things and I'm like, that should be it. You should already have that drive in you. We should be going. I don't know what else there is to say, right? So for me, communicating with my team has always been something that I'm working to improve. But then on the flip side of that, of course, is listening to the team's needs, right? What are you guys needing at any given point throughout the year? Offering, to listen to everyone and be there one-on-one. Same thing with customers and potential customers. I'm always encouraging you guys to get them on the phone. And I want you to know you don't have to say anything once you get them on the phone. My dogs go crazy. Hey, Ainsley, let the dogs out, please. You don't have to say much once you get them on the phone. People are so anxious to tell you, like, I swear, I get on the phone and maybe ask one question, and then for 20 minutes I listen. And they'll ask a question and I'll wait like 2 or 3 seconds before I answer, and they'll answer their own question. And it's people are funny. Challenge yourself the next time you get on the phone with someone to count to 3 every time there's a silence. I guarantee you'll never have to talk on the phone again. You'll just listen. And people love that. They love feeling heard, and they, essentially people know what to do. They just want someone to support them and listen to them along the way, right? So, up your communication skills. And by that, I definitely mean practice your listening skills. Next up is create, dream, doodle, and be obsessed with the grind, not winning or an end, but being better. Okay? So let's go back. Let's backtrack to create. I hope I've drilled into you guys through power hours and other things I've done with you that you are making sure that you have creative time every single day. For me, that usually happens in the afternoon because, as you can hear, my mornings are crazy. I've still got kids around. The dogs are always super wild in the morning. Bill is usually home in the mornings, so he's, getting ready for work and running in and out of the room. It just doesn't work well for me to be creative in the mornings. And I'm also not a morning person, so I'm not someone who's going to get up at 5 to be creative. I'm just not. It's not going to make for a pretty day in my world. So for me, it happens in the afternoons. It's that moment when, Ainsley and Ryder are both napping, my workout's already done, and I can sit down at this desk, look outside my window, take a deep breath, and pick up either pen to paper. Actually, I have so much pen and paper around here, so I love putting ideas down that way. Excuse me, my cat's sitting on the thing that I need. Thank you. I have, the mandala coloring books and stuff just sitting right on my desk. Those are a great way to unlock creativity. I have, oh my gosh, I have like 3 journals sitting right here, and then I have all of my personal development. Those are all really super great ways to allow yourself to unlock that creativity. Also candles. Something about candles always makes me feel a little more creative. So make sure that you have that time built into every day. I can't remember if it was, I don't think it was Warren Buffett, but it's somebody like him who has every single day write down 10 ideas. I don't do it every single day, but if nothing else, that's a great exercise to get the juices flowing. Sometimes I'm writing down really stupid stuff, but every once in a while, one of those ideas is really good. And if nothing else, it sparks that creativity and it unleashes that part of the brain. I do get my best ideas for everything when I have that creative time. So make sure that you're putting that into your day. When it comes to dreaming, a lot of this business is really mundane. The power hour is mundane. For 7 years, I've had the same conversations with people. It's the same objections. Everybody kind of struggles with the same things. So you really do have to be in love with where you want to go with this, dreaming about what the opportunity does for your family, dreaming about what it feels like to help more people, whatever aspect excites you, but you've got to keep that dream alive, whether it's a vision board or, sharing your why, or just surrounding yourself with people who have big dreams. You want to make sure that you're dreaming. Doodling just kind of goes along with the creating, but I love doodling, writing down, the names of people on my team, or, sometimes sparks an idea for me, or writing down the names of people I want to work with. It's just part of that process. Now, at the end, I said, be obsessed. And when I say obsessed, I mean obsessed with the grind. And I love, 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 love this saying. So listen to this saying and write it down. You don't be obsessed with the grind, not winning or an end, but being better. Winning comes and goes. Better is forever. So be obsessed with the grind, not winning or an end, but being better. Winning comes and goes. Better is forever. And I love that. I don't think it requires a whole lot of explanation, but for me, there's been great years in this business and there's been really tough ones. And hi. Oh, you got to come say hi to everybody. I'm sorry. Baby break. Yeah. Baby great.
I think he has a poopy diaper. And,
oh, poopy diaper. Well, we won't stay long. Just say
and
hi
I think
to
he's
everybody.
starting to get a little cranky, maybe nap time.
You gotta say hi. Say happy 11-month birthday. Yeah, that's you. All right. Sorry. I needed some baby love. All right. So, in those rough years, at the end of those rough years or rough months, you really have to focus on, what did I learn? And in fact, in my 3-ring binder that I keep here, it's got all kinds of sections. But one of the things that I do in January at the end of each year is I write down the accomplishments that I had for the previous year. So 2016 accomplishments. It's not always what I wanted it to be, but I force myself to come up with stuff, right? And celebrate those wins. And then I have a list. After I do that, I write down, like this one says, 2016 lessons learned. So it's kind of those points of like really realizing where, what were the failures or what were the struggles for the past year. And you could do this every month, honestly. But figuring out where your struggles were and really just pinpointing them as lessons. And that becomes a point of where you can improve for the following year. So like one of mine says, sleep, sleep, sleep. I had a baby in 2016. And so realizing that how critical good sleep was to everything, that was a lesson learned. I have a lot of things written down there. And then the third piece of paper in that same section it says 2017 accomplishments. And it's not a goals list. It's kind of a dream list, right? And it's like a prediction of the future, of all the things that would be crazy, cool, amazing to celebrate. And then throughout the year, I can kind of smile when some of them happen. And then when they don't happen, where do they end up? Usually on the lessons learned list for the following year, right? But my point of sharing that is really and truly because that is what makes me better. And that will be what makes you better, right? And being better is something that we can take with us. Again, with or without Beachbody, in our business, with our clients, but then also in our lives as parents, friends, sisters, wives, whatever that is. But, being someone who's better. So those are my leadership behaviors. I actually went through that really quickly. So if you guys want to unmute, you certainly can. I don't know that there's questions, but feel free to ask any questions or just chat. Let's see. Ooh. Yep, Alex says 1 second. I'm going to unmute everybody. Okay, there you go. Go back, Alex. Go ahead.
I talked to you about this book a while back, Amanda.
I'll mention that.
Yes.
About
I started the book, and it's about vital behavior and how important it is. And okay, I know I've been in the business for 3 years, but it takes time to seek in, right? Like there's always time that we're gonna be like, like that's a moment. And he talks about the vital behavior. And I just started, like this is one day. I cannot put the book down, it's that good. But it finally explained why Carl and all Team Project come with the vital behavior and why they're so important and what they can actually change in your life. Because we're not talking about 10 things to change. We talk about 3, 4, 5 things max. But if you do that, then your whole life's going to be impacted by it. So anyway, sorry, my kid is screaming some mutiny. But if you want to have that book, it's really, really good. And it's not a big book, so I mean, like you can nail that like within like a week or 2.
Alex, can you type the author of that in the chat box, please? I could see the title, but I couldn't see the author. And thank you for sharing that. I'm going to jot that down here. I'm just waiting.
Daddy said that I'm eating over my body and my mouth.
Good job. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, go back. I'm almost done. There we go. I'm going to jot that down. All right. Anything else? Anybody want to add? I'm here to listen. All right. Well, if not, I hope that 2017 is off and running for you guys. I really am excited about Beachbody On Demand. We do have some really amazing things coming our way this year with new Shakeology flavors, an international market. Please be Mexico. I'm hoping for Mexico. It could be Mexico or UK, but fingers crossed it's Mexico. Here in Texas, that's a really easy one for us to translate to. Anyways, so thank you guys so much for being on. Please, if you found this call valuable at all, I will share the recording in the different pages. So feel free to share this call with your teams. And I'm sorry, you have to see my desk mates. I'm just sharing with you my crazy hectic life this morning. Yeah. Excuse me, mother, you don't need any of those things. I'm just going to sit on them. Yeah. That would be Rocky and Rhino. Always here for moral support. Anyways, I hope 2017 is off and running for you. If there's anything I can do to make your year easier, please reach out to me. I'm here for you. And let's get those leadership skills to work. Yes? Awesome. Thanks for being on, guys. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. 8 o'clock Tuesday morning. Bye.